everyone. I am Eric Paulson with Your Essential Practice for today's water and earth sign rune reading. Yes, that's right. You heard me right. We're doing water and earth signs combined in this rune reading. We are going to go into several aspects that are kicking off the beginning of the year. So, first of all, we have Mercury direct in Capricorn, right? And then we have Jupiter direct in Taurus. So those are big energies that are happening right now. Also, Mars is in Capricorn. So we have a lot of earth energy. So, you earth signs, this is really your time of the year. This is really a lot of abundant type of energy that we're manifesting here as we go into the beginning few weeks of this month. So, these will probably be weekly rune readings for you signs out there. So when I say water signs, earth signs, who am I talking about? That's Taurus, that's Capricorn, and that's Virgo for you earth signs. For you water signs, it's Scorpio, it's Cancer, and that's Pisces for you water signs. Okay, so there you have it. Our other cross watchers will be doing fire and air signs together in a separate rune reading. They will be released around the same time frame as the other corresponding halves of the zodiac goes. Okay, so without further ado, let's just mention here also Venus is in Sagittarius. So that's a lot of forward driving, very romantic, very explorative type of energy going around. I have a ton of details on this. So check the description, please, below. I've written a ton of detailed information about all these different planetary aspects that I'm mentioning, okay? And I will try to bring up whatever I can during the rune reading, but for now, let's get into it.
All right, beautiful earth and water signs out there. This is the singing bowl. As usual, we are going to bring it out and cleanse this energetic space. At the same time, we have this $2 note representing uncommon abundance. We're going to be wringing out those energies. By doing so, we are giving gratitude for those uncommon abundance energies in our lives, and simultaneously inviting more of that in. So for now, I invite you to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth as we calm our minds, center our hearts, and be ready to open ourselves up to the divine guidance. Earth and water signs. It's a very earthy time of the year with all the aspects of astrology affecting Earth in our charts. That Jupiter direct in Taurus, wow, right? That Mars in Capricorn, double wow, right? Bear with this air sign, please, as we get into our rune reading for the first week of the year. Are you excited? Let me know what's going on in the new year for you in the comments below. These past energies, you've been addressing the needs. I like to call this rune Now This because its literal name is novice. It just sounds very, very similar to Now This. Like, great, you're walking down this path and now this branch is blocking your path. You have to address that need fully in order to move forward, right? This is about needs, constraints, sudden things coming up, things that we need to finish off, close off before we move on with our lives, move on with going down our path. This is also necessities, right? So making sure those necessities, needs, and everything is met. So we've been, a lot of us, and I know myself included, have been dotting the I's and crossing the T's and closing out that 2023 chapter of our lives. All right, getting ready for that new abundance, right? We can't go ahead and just roll into a new year without first taking care of our past needs, right? So getting into this beautiful, this is Ansus, this is godlike communication, this is divine downloads. This is really, really great. I like to call this the antenna rune. It kind of looks like an antenna, right? So that is divine downloads. Right now we're full of those, the divine guidance and the divine downloads. And I like to think these rune readings are definitely divinely guided. I like getting a little more specific into the rune readings as well, because they are just speaking to me to do this for you. So let me know how you like these, the splitting up of the rune readings and doing more of the elements, how you like doing that as well, moving forward here in the future. I love that feedback from you. I love the comments from you. I thank you for being here with me throughout this last year, and for you new viewers as well, right? So thank you for that. Okay, the reason I flipped that upside down right away, I drew that twice in a row. I wanted to put it back in because I just wasn't feeling that for you. And I didn't feel like that was really speaking to this reading for you. However, Divine has had me draw it again for you. This is the rune of hail. So why did I do that? Why did I do that for you? Because I really wanted a better placement of that rune for you. However, this is not a bad placement either. This is just more, this rune has more of a negative connotation to it, but it also can be positive. It just really depends on how you look at it, right? H for how you look at it, right? The rune's name is Hagalaz. This is indicative of hail. So H for hail, H for how you look at it, right? So this could mean disruption, destructive, and creative forces, a literal natural disaster in your very near future, an unintended eventuality, things that do happen like a natural disaster that, you don't know, you can't plan for a tornado a week from now, right? You can be prepared for it, yeah, sure. But you're not going to be like, hey, I'm welcoming, tornado so-and-so, next week, and I know exactly what it's going to bring, and I know exactly how to no, you don't. You can't guess these things. But what we can do is be prepared for them. So listen to that divine communication, addressing those needs and having those needs met, taking care of your priorities with that divine communication will have you better prepared for this little bit of a upset coming up in your near future here. You beautiful earth and water signs. Okay, this is the rune of ice. So this is past energies, present energies, very near future energies. This is action taken for the best outcome. So you're called to weather this storm. Wow. Isa is ice, standstill, stuck, frozen, rigidity. Maybe this is something that needs to be worked on and transmuted to move through, to finally get through. With the water and the earth signs, especially some of you earth signs out there. I have 2 Capricorns in my life. I love them very, very much and dearly, but it is a test of my patience, right? A very slow moving, very almost stuck feeling kind of energy, a very rigid type of energy. So I can feel like some of you out there listening right now, you're just kind of chuckling along with me, because I understand that this is an energy that does not like to move off the path, right? It likes to stay stuck and rigid, likes to keep going in that momentum and be forward. And especially, even with the water signs too, this is a possible freezing of your water, a freezing of your emotions, right? And this is calling for those waters to become unfrozen, to unlock your emotions, right? To free them up. So for earth and water signs, I really do believe that this action taken for the best outcome is to address the parts in your lives where the rigidity is, where these feelings of stuck, where the feelings of that frozen are. With that Mars and Capricorn energy coming forward, that's going to force you out of this rut, right? So look up what Mars and Capricorn is going to be doing for you in the very near future. But I do believe that that's what this is calling for. Your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Man, wow, you have something bugging you. This is the thorn rune. This is Thor's hammer also, right? This is the rune Therizaz, and this is also a giant. This is focused force. This is something that has been that needs to be dealt with very swiftly and thoroughly, right? And I know that swift isn't really in the cards for many of you earth and water signs out there, but thorough definitely is. So I know you can comprehend this message here that Thor's hammer, it can build or destroy, right? Find out where you're meeting that resistance in your life, because that upset could make you want to shut down. It could make you want to lock in that water, right? And or to be more rigid and in that rut, in that path, right? And this upset could make you want to go to that safety, right? But this is calling for you right now to address that needs thoroughly, more thoroughly, right? You just came from addressing a bunch of needs. Now you're going to have more needs to be addressed, right? You're just constantly on this moving forward type of energy, the cyclical nature of life. So this is the thoughts, feelings, and emotions position. So this is really on how you are going to be thorough and swift and very sure about your movement forward, right? This is really anybody's guess what this upset is to you. My advice is to look at those upsets, those situations in your life where others may be pointing out where they may be having struggle with you, or maybe where you feel you are having an internal struggle, okay, and working on that. Because we can probably skate by with not having to deal with this sudden upset, the unintended eventuality, and really help us to unblock that water, right? Or get us out of that rut. Because what we have to lose, wow, we go from that divine communication. This is Fehu. This is wealth, money, cattle, right? This is how we view abundance is shifting. And you could lose that, because this is wrapped up into your abundance. So the apprehensiveness that Mars and Capricorn energy is really going to be working to your benefit, as well as this Jupiter and Taurus energy really working towards your benefit. Mercury is in Sagittarius, right? Venus is in Sagittarius. Both of those will be working to your benefit. Those are both in fire energy, but that will help, right? You could use that as like a torch, as a beacon, as that divine guidance for you, right? As that warmth to help thaw out that water, right? Or as that beacon, right, and on the horizon to steer us on a more correct path. Whatever it is, do it thoroughly. You don't pull out a thorn halfway. You don't deal with a giant halfway. You don't halfway build something or halfway get rid of something. You do it very thoroughly. And this is calling you to be swift in your actions too, because this divine communication, if it's not heeded, if it's not listened to with addressing those needs from the past, right, and not closed off properly, that upset will sneak up. And a lot of you do have some past coming back to haunt you, still residual from this last year. I know you really don't want to hear that, but that is true, because some of us don't have, or you literally possibly could not remember, like something that, oops, I forgot to close that off in the past. Let me just go button that up real quick and get back onto my path. It could be something as simple as that. So really, this is not doom and gloom, right? Because that beautiful outcome for you is the elk rune. This is awesome because this is the rune of faith. You're going to have a more strengthened faith out of weathering this storm, right? You want to be the cow that runs away from the storm, or the bison that goes into the storm, and the only way out is through for the bison. That's the quickest way to weather the storm. When the cow runs away from the storm, it's in a fear. It's out of fear, and it's not coming from a place of knowing, like the bison. It would just go through it because it knows that the best way out is through. Get it over with as quick as can. This is the elk rune, though. This is divine guidance. This is divine protection, right? And I call that the rune of faith because that is really self-defense, protection. It's a very protective rune. It's the rune of really knowing and feeling that when we're addressing those things more thoroughly, that this is just more solidified, right? That we are divinely protected. When we don't risk that abundance, when we're still in that abundance and we've addressed those fully, we don't have to risk losing that abundance. And this is just reinforced all the more. So either way, your advice is to know also that you are divinely protected. You're turning these needs into your path for divine guidance, and that path you're addressing those parts where you feel stuck, where that upset might remind you of a place, or it might just bring you back to a place where you are feeling stuck. It's just like a little bit of review here. Okay, it's very slow moving energy. Okay, it's very methodical. And this really can be transmuted and turned into that elk rune, the divine protection. You are divinely protected. Just going from a place of guessing to a place of knowing. That's really this whole lesson here for you. Coming from a place of guessing, that divine communication is really very intuitive. And so the intuitive, more cerebral energies aren't really very earth and water type energies, maybe like a deep water, right? If you're a deep water energy, the intuitive energies are very much with you. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And let's get into some more cards for clarity. These are messages straight from the divine, directly to your spirit, directly to your soul. These are soul's journey cards. So divine, what message of clarity do you have for our beautiful water and earth signs for the first week of 2024? What message of clarity do you have to offer for these beautiful earth and water signs for 2024? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Look at that, you guys. Beautifully stated. Courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Look at that beautiful mandala, too. I find the inner strength to face fear with courage. Let's read about that courage card. Because this is saying right now, you need to remind yourself that part of the challenge of being a soul is learning to honor your own power. By listening to your inner voice and following its advice, you are acknowledging the perfection of your intuition. Fear is an illusion, and obstacles are great opportunities for you to demonstrate that coming from a place of love will conquer all of fear's disguises. So this could be fear, a disguise of fear coming up to kind of ooga booga you. Make sure you're learning the right lessons. Make sure those needs aren't as superficial, that they are thoroughly met, right? Continuing on with this card, it says, perhaps you are changing career paths or entering or exiting a relationship. And what the word relationship means with you, whatever came first to your mind, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, okay? This test has been put before you because it is an opportunity to prove to yourself that you and only you can make the correct decision. By not taking that step forward, you may find yourself 2 steps back, only to face that same obstacle again. And that's where that ice rune is, that stuck, that frozen, stuck in a rut, rigidity, repeating lessons, energy, right? Don't let Isa get you down. Have the courage to make it through, right? Be the bison. All right, these are energies dealing with the fairies in these cards. They're very, very beautiful entities that work with divine guidance and also offer clarity to these rune readings. So, fairies, what message of clarity do you have for these beautiful earth and water signs? Okay. Very talkative. Thank you. Okay, so 2 cards came out. Bear with me. The first card, debt paid off. The only weight and habit, the old weight and habit of debt is lifted from you and your life. Wow. So a lot of the financially minded individuals out there, I know that's a lot of earth energy as well, that's very, very good news. And easy does it. And I believe this is speaking to the water signs as well. And, vice versa. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I just love throwing my opinion in there too. All right, Easy Does It says, stop trying so hard to control everything, and the doors will open for you. Wow. The more we resist, right, the harder it is. The more we try to force an outcome, right? The more we try to steer the ship, the harder it is to steer it. I was in a conversation with a wonderful individual for my last upload here on the channel, and we do talk about a little bit of that. So I highly suggest you watch that video with Patrick Hoffman there. That was a great conversation. We're planning on doing more of those. Okay, so let's read more about this card, the debt paid off. Right, let's look at that card. Again, it says the old weight and habit of debt is lifted from you and your life. This card signals an impressive shift in your financial situation. You've made the clear decision to be free of old debts, and the universe has responded in kind. You're presented with opportunities to reduce your debt, including new avenues of income and inner guidance about reducing non-essential spending. As you follow these leads, your financial situation rapidly improves. So be open to that new stuff, right? Address that stuff thoroughly, right? Don't be so in your head about this. Let it be. Let it be. Because you are better at weathering any storm than your other air and fire sign counterparts. You water and earth signs are so much better at weathering these. I'll just leave it at that. Additional meanings for this card, right, are to make a clear-cut decision to be debt-free, and the universe will deliver. Or cut up your credit cards. Or question the expenditure to see if it's really necessary or just an impulsive purchase. Or know that you deserve to be and can be debt-free. Or resolve to initiate new spending habits. Pay cash for everything. And if you don't have cash, don't buy it. Or this could be calling you to tithe 10% of your income. Right? That 10% reinvest. I mean, how often do you tithe to yourself even? I mean, forget the financial part of it, right? But debt can be an energetic debt. right? So how often do you give 10% back to yourself, to your own investment, to your own spiritual development, to your own mental health, right? To your own emotional well-being? How much are you investing in that? Or are you trying to pour from an empty cup? Maybe 1 or 2% gets in there by the end of the day. But if you're not taking that 10% right off the top, I tell you, it's going to be harder. Another and final additional meaning for this card is affirm that God is the true source of your supply, or whatever God means to you, right? Source, divine, right? Energetically, we're all addressing the same thing, right? Easy does it. Let's read about easy does it. All right, stop trying so hard to control everything and the doors will open for you is what this card says, right? Just as a dolphin rides the waves with joy and ease, so will the waves of your life carry you if you'll just relax and let everything flow. You drew this card because you've been trying to force something to happen, and the underlying fear has created blocks and barriers for you. Take some time to go outside in nature to help relax. Let go of the situation and watch how quickly everything you desire occurs. Additional meanings for this card are relax and have faith, go play, connect with the dolphins, or take a sea salt bath, or go for a swim, or get out of your own way. It's as simple as that, getting out of your own way. Whew, divinely guided energies, y'all. Beautiful, beautiful. It all happened in divine timing. Don't try to force it. And just like the not trying to force it, also let divine guide you out of this, right? Out of that stuck, out of that yuck, out of that frozen, right? Out of that rut. Awesome. This will definitely help. This is a chakra token that I like to pull for additional meditative practices to go along with the rune reading. Also very divinely guided, right? This is 528 hertz. And this is the solar plexus chakra. 528 hertz, right? The solar plexus chakra is located below the chest and above the navel. It is the center of self-esteem, confidence, and personal identity. Anyone who is struggling to live authentically or has control issues, manipulative tendencies, or low self-esteem would be said to have a blocked solar plexus chakra. To work on this frequency, you should listen to 528 hertz. And when you've opened your solar plexus, you should feel positive about life, open and honest with others and yourself. The mantra for this is Ram. And the mudra is a very simple mudra. It's the pinky and the middle finger extended while we bring the ring finger, pointer finger, and thumb tips together. And we can rest that on our laps. 528 hertz, the color golden yellow, just emanating from that lower cavity just beneath the heart chakra, right? Just beneath the rib cage there. That solar plexus, like in your diaphragm, when you're breathing with your stomach, when you feel that solar plexus energy, right? The mantra Ram, R-A-M, 528 hertz, the miracle frequency, come on. This is all going to work in your favor. I believe in you.
Oh, beautiful energies with my lovely earth and water signs. 528 hertz, right? Ram, and the beautiful mudra for that. It almost looks like, yeah, rock on, but it's a little different. Yep. So we're connecting these three fingers together, and that the middle and the pinky stay extended. We can rest that in our lap. That 528 hertz, that miracle frequency playing, letting it work those miracles in our lives, letting it free us up, letting it guide us out of whatever situation we might find uncomfortable in the future, and letting us be divinely guided in that essence, right? If you would like a rune reading from me personally, please contact me at youressentialpractice@gmail.com. Namaste. Have a blessed and abundant day.